Trump wandered into an Iowa restaurant and started shouting at reporters. I guess that's how I'll start this. Here's him getting asked, of course, about the killing of Alex Preddy. And instead of answering the question thoughtfully, given the grave subject that this is and his responsibility in it, he just starts attacking the reporter, an ABC News reporter.
President, some of your own administration officials have labeled Alex Preddy.
By the way, this is ABC fake news, this one. She hasn't asked me a good question in years. I think a nice woman, but I don't really like her too much. Go ahead. What did you say? I'd say ABC's about as bad as they get.
So think about that. She's saying some in your administration have labeled Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist with no evidence. Complete batch of lies. And before she can finish the question, he just starts attacking her. And this is the really sad reality that we're in. Obviously, Trump is to blame for the ICE actions that we've seen. And so what I'm about to say doesn't exactly connect, because it's kind of like, well, obviously Trump can't be a good leader in this moment because his leadership is why we're in this moment. But still, whenever you see a tragedy that gets national attention for good reason and abuse of the state and then lies by the state, you wish you could look to a leader, especially the president, to bring calm and solutions and accountability. And instead we get Trump. And then you have this where he does expand a little bit eventually.
One number that's bad, can you tell? Is there one number that...
By the way, while we're talking about this little restaurant visit in Iowa, please do click the subscribe button. Makes a big difference, completely free. Drop a comment, all those important things so we can get the message out.
One number that's bad, can you tell? Is there one number that's bad? There's not one.
Do you agree with the assessment from some of your own officials that Alex Preddy is a domestic terrorist or an assassin?
Well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very unfortunate incident, okay? Right. Everyone, unless you're a stupid person, very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
So that is a number one, him saying something we know they wouldn't say in reference to all of the different MAGA protesters who've carried guns around and nothing bad happened to them. Because, of course, you do have that ability if you have a concealed carry permit and he didn't threaten. All the stuff we talked about that. But then you also do notice that he is not willing to stand by what Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller and Bavino all said about Alex Preddy, which tells you something about just how dishonest they're being. Because think about, Trump is the most, I think, if you could say objectively, quantifiably, the best that we can with something like this, the biggest liar of any president we've ever had. Tens of thousands of lies every single term. And even he's going, oh, I don't know if I can get that far with my lies, as calling Alex Preddy an assassin or a domestic terrorist or all these absurd lies, or that he charged up to ICE agents swinging around a gun. Even Trump can't get himself to say that. Think about how dishonest the people under him are then. Then you have this.
Unusual, but nobody knows when they saw the gun, how they saw the gun, everything else. Bottom line, it was terrible. Both of them were terrible. The other was terrible, too. And I'm not sure about his parents, but I know her parents were big Trump fans. Makes me feel bad anyway. But, I mean, I guess you could say even worse. They were tremendous Trump people, Trump fans. And, you know, the daughter was, she was, I don't know if you could say radicalized, maybe not. I don't know. But I hate to see it. I hate to see that.
So just a little bit of a kernel of something so gross of him going, I guess maybe Renee Good's dad was a Trump voter or something, and him going, I guess, yeah, that kind of makes me feel worse. Really? What about just it's an American, regardless of who their dad voted for, is the reason you should feel completely horrible, that your actions, your choices, your policies led to this. Then he gets asked, there seems to be a shakeup. Bavino's being taken out of Minneapolis, kind of being blamed for this. What's that about?
Mr. President, why did you decide to shake up your leadership team in Minnesota and send Tom
I do that all the time. I shake up teams. Everybody here, these are a lot of owners of farms and places, and you shake up your team. If they can't do the crops fast enough, they go, look, we have...
So it's just a shake it up. We're just doing a little shake around, a little bit of the Congo. They call it the Congo, not from Congo. A lot of people coming to the United States from Congo, but a conga line. Cha-cha, shaking it up. Little song from someone called Taylor. Shake it off. We're doing a little shake up. She doesn't like me. I hate her. I like Mahomes' wife better, as he said. So, he can say that. He can act like it's not a big deal. We know inside the White House there's all this panic and 2-hour meeting with Kristi Noem, being like, what the hell's happening? Knowing, not that they care, but they care about the optics, and the optics are terrible. Then he lies about his poll numbers.
Well, they're not getting that anymore.
You were talking about the polls earlier. Clearly, your base is with you, strong and supportive. They're very
stronger than. By the way, our base. Our base is with us. I think they're the best poll numbers. The real poll numbers. I think we have the best poll numbers we've ever had. Think of it. If I would have run again, would anybody be happy? You know, so we have the best poll numbers we've ever had. Thank you all very much.
So he's acting like he could constitutionally run again. Insane, dangerous. Oh, it's a joke. They say, why is he joking about that? Would you not think that's a big deal if Obama or Biden joked about that? Okay, whatever. But then the polling, that's just not true. Like, why does he say stuff like that? He doesn't even say, I'm more popular than ever. Because that would be wrong. But he could go, I wasn't saying that that's in any polling. The polling's just wrong. No, he says polls. And we know that's not true. The president's net approval rating, this is from The Economist, is negative 19%, down 2 points since last week. 37% approve, 56% disapprove, 5% not sure. Would love to meet them. I'd love to meet them. Jury's still out on the whole Trump thing. But you can see a plummet from when he got into office. And if you compare this to the same time in his first term or the same time in Biden's term, lower than both. And so no, he is not more popular than he's ever been. Even on immigration specifically, Trump's immigration approval drops to record low. You can see there. And then finally, Trump who proclaims himself to be the peace president, is flirting with another regime change. Trump administration is looking to oust the Cuban regime by the end of the year. Look at this.
What are your plans, Mr. President? What are your plans for Cuba?
Well, we're going to see what happens with Cuba. I don't know anybody interested in Cuba in this room. Not too many people. This is not a Cuba room, but that's all right. There are plenty of them around, especially in Miami. And Cuba will be failing pretty soon. Cuba is really a nation that's very close to failing. You know, they got their money from Venezuela. They got the oil from Venezuela. They're not.
So apparently that's not just rhetoric, and actually they're trying to put together plans like we did with Venezuela to go in there as well because of peace.